Thank you, everybody, for coming to this week's press luncheon. Western Michigan is coming off a 45-35 win at home against Ball State to stay perfect at home, 4-0. And Broncos had 610 yards of offense against the Cardinals. So, Coach, talk about that. Now we've got a little bit of an open week heading into later.
Good. I thought our biggest issue had been the last 2 weeks we didn't get big plays. So we wanted to speed up the process a little, get a little more open, kind of, attack them by more space. And I thought that really worked out. I thought the kids played pretty well. Did not expect to have I think it was 39 rushes. I didn't expect to have that, but I think there was points in the game where we had to get the wideouts off because they played at a really high level. That they played fast Saturday. You could tell that they got their legs back and they're running around pretty good. And then we gave had a whole new set go back out there, so they got some rest from some plays. We played 3 tight end sets and Josh Schaefer. Josh, I thought, went in there and did a good job for us. And then near the end, wanted to really slow down the clock. So we went into some sets that, just kind of run the clock down, kind of milk it a little, give our defense a break. And then we were really fortunate. I thought the big key stats were 1 and 4. We stopped them on 4th down. The 11 of 15 on 3rd down was huge for us. And one of those is we were just trying to run it down. And then I thought those 2, and I thought the scoring zone, even though they got down there 8 times, we only allowed them 5. So I thought that really was good. But the big plays, and there were the big statistics there. I thought the pass protection was really good. I thought Alex really was at ease. We made some big plays on defense. Petway's interception, Johnny's interception. And then John Potter's field goal at the end was, that's how much confidence we have in him. We put the game in his hands, and he went in there and drilled it. And so, great win. I mean, just great win. There was a lot of adversity out there at different times. I thought they were a good offensive team, and I thought our kids played really well. We wore the pink shoelaces with our kids. I thought it was a nice touch, for breast cancer awareness, and I hope people recognize that, and we try and support that cause out there, which is a worthwhile cause.
Can you talk about the playing on national TV, what that does for you? I'm guessing it's always, in Michigan this year it's happened a few times, but a kick for the players.
Yeah, I think it's not as like before when you got on national TV. It was very rare. Now it seems with the Big Ten Network, the ESPN, all their networks and stuff like that. I still think that our kids will be pretty jacked up. Because it is a national TV game, and I think a lot of our kids, I think this conference is getting, recruiting-wise, I think it's so, it's not regional anymore in the recruiting area, so I think it gives, some of the kids, their parents or friends, to see them on TV. So, I think they're going to be pretty excited, and I think, the biggest thing is we're playing Toledo, and I think our guys are going to be pretty excited about that thing there.
There's always been something in the NFL with Monday Night Football because it's the only game. You're on national TV on a Saturday, there are a lot of options these days on a Saturday, but you've heard days where like these games have outdrawn the World Series in the past, these midweek football. I mean, a lot of people watch college football. It's the game. Is there something to that too? You know that going into a game on a weekend?
Yep, I think that part there too. I think I think our reputation as a MAC, they're always fun games to watch. So it's it does play into it, to our guys there. When guys want to play well on national TV. I know our kids are looking excited about it. I think you're right at this point there. It's more in the preparation and focus mode there, and then we'll approach that on Monday and Tuesday.
Coach, you just talked about a little earlier, revisiting the Ball State game about having Potter kick the field goal and having confidence in him. There was a situation, there was some discussion up in the press box about whether you should punt or kick the field goal. Do you recall the situation where you elected to punt when John would have had about a 52-yarder?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
was it 54?
Yeah.
Okay. because I thought for sure you would run him out there, and then we elected to punt, and we ended up, I can't remember what it was, but we had a net gain of about 17 yards on the play.
Yeah, it wasn't a very, yeah, exactly. I remember the part there. You know, I think it was a point there where, at that point of the game where, you know, you're concerned about field position. And, you know, we were having a tough time stopping at that point there, and even if they get 2 or 3 first downs, all of a sudden, you know, they're now, you know, it's a very short field for them and could be a long field for us. And then the other part was, you know, Ben's been really, really good in there. He just got hung up. I mean, he got hung up there, and you know, it didn't work out. But I still think that point there, we had him backed up there, just really trying to help the defense out was more or less what we were trying to do.
Toledo's got a two-pronged attack at quarterback this year, and I know that you don't work so much on that side of the ball, but talk about the kind of problems that you face when trying to prepare for 2 quarterbacks, 2 different styles.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But, you know, I think you know, they're a little bit. Oh, excuse me. You know, you know, we had him in camp. So I know he can throw the ball. He's an accurate guy. You know, I think they could do a little bit more. I think when Terrence Owens goes in, I think they're probably a little more dangerous run the ball because he can run it, and more nakeds and stuff like that. But they're really both effective. You know, I think if one was better than the other, they'd be played with just the one guy. You know, so I think they both give you different challenges. You know, I think the big key really is, you know, their personnel at wide out and tight ends. You know, tell you a little bit more about what they're going to do.
That usually doesn't work a lot of places. You always hear with the 2 quarterbacks. Are you surprised that usually somewhere along the line it blows up and one guy takes it or something goes wrong? Are you surprised it's worked for them?
Yeah, I think it's the surrounding guys. They're, you know, I think their running backs are really good. I think their wideouts are really good. They get a tight end who can really run. You know, where it doesn't work is when you don't have surrounding players around you, and then all of a sudden those poor guys are out there and they're trying to make plays or press them because they want to go out there and play. These guys just run the system and let the players outside of them help them out. So
You have kind of a unique opportunity to scout Toledo tonight on television, as does the whole team. Are you getting the group together, the team together to watch the game tonight, or how
no,
are you handling that?
you know, you know, of course there's a mass tax out there. You know, hey, here's a channel they're going to be on, and you know, this is at what time there. But yeah, you know, at this point, it's kind of funny. You know, what a couple of us, you know, just said it's just kind of nice to go back out and game plan where you're not in such a rush, and your kids are starting to, you know, just recoup a little. And I thought last week, I thought our kids really played fast. Especially the wideouts. You could see there was burst out there, and so, you know, these 2 days they'll just get away. You know, they come down there for treatment. There is guys that come down there watch a little bit of tape, but you know, our whole main focus is just get your mind, you know, just you're mentally and physically tired. And so, you know, let's use these 2 days just to help yourself out. If we want to watch practice, Kalamazoo's practicing today on our stadium, so I may go out there and watch those guys play a little.
The Glass Bowl used to be kind of a house of horrors for you guys until a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
With having those 2 straight wins there, especially the way that it was a 56-point game, just in your own mind, how different does that place? Or do you perceive it? Is it less kind of intimidating to go into because you guys have, I mean, for a while, it hasn't been since '88, I believe, and the 2005 game was the way it did. And is it that you've won there, and does it feel like a little bit of a less daunting task in terms of venue?
Well, you don't have to talk as much. I mean, you know, because you bring those things up because everybody else goes around and talks, so you got to make sure you approach it with the players. You know, I don't think it makes that big of a difference to these kids, but you know, I know we don't have to bring it up as much because other people aren't bringing it up. So that's probably the only thing difference there. I mean, you know, there's a reason why they won a lot of games there. They were really good. I mean, they had some really good players, and they still got, you know, this team here is pretty good player. I mean, they got 7 seniors starting on defense. Very rarely you'll see that in this league. I think they got, 5 or maybe on offense. You know, a couple offensive linemen. that are good players. So they, you know, it's most of the time it's the players on the other side rather than the stadium.
What do you root for tonight? I mean, there's some mathematical things where certain things help you, and then I'm guessing you want Toledo to 4-hour really physical game, that sort of thing. What are you rooting for tonight? How do you watch this game?
To watch it, you know, and you know, as a coach, like to me, I'm watching. We got the kind of things we want, so I'm going to watch it and just act like I'm calling the game. You know, and Dave's going to do the exact same thing, and then we'll get the tape, and then we'll review, you know, what we were doing last, you know, up until this point here, review it again with that. So, yeah, I hope it's real physical. I hope it's about as physical as it can be.
Back to Graham's question though, who do we want if we're a Western fan? Because mathematically, we're not eliminated from the title race yet. Would we be better served by Northern knocking off Toledo or vice versa? Because it looks like Toledo's got kind of a tougher road, you know, having to play us and then Ball State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I haven't even really looked at it.
That way.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm done rooting for teams. Every time I do that, my team doesn't win. So, you know, it's just like last year when we were trying to get in that bowl situation. You know, I think we hit on about 7 of 11 of them, but then those 4 just, you know, they hurt us. So, no, I just take that a different approach and just, you know, just really analyze it, see what's going on, listen to the commentators, because they sometimes get some information from the other coaches during that game that you may not know, you know, in terms of maybe injuries or so. Yeah, I think that part may help you a little.